Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching my videos. Today I'm going to talk about capital receipt and revenue receipt. What are the capital receipt? What are the revenue receipt, right? And what is the difference between capital and revenue receipt? It is a simple and small chapter. I will quickly complete it. Please do watch my YouTube channel so that you will get the knowledge. Okay, what are the capital receipt? The receipt of money may be of capital receipt or a revenue receipt. It is depending upon the source of receipt, right? But there should be a clear distinction between the what is the capital receipt, what is the revenue receipt, to to ensure proper determination of operating results, right? What does it mean by operating result? For example, capital receipt, where it will show balance sheet. When there is a capital receipt, if you show in the profit and loss account, then the profit and loss account the profit and loss account will show the incorrect result for the particular period. That is called the net operating result will not show accurately. So there should be a proper distinction should be made between the what are the capital receipt, what are the revenue receipt. That's what it means. So then what is a capital receipt? Capital receipts are those receipts which is obtained by the entity from the operation other than the regular operation of the business. What is the regular operation? It is day-to-day operations. So the receipt obtained by the entity other than the regular business operation is called capital receipt. Examples? Example, additional capital introduced. Additional capital. Additional capital introduced by the proprietor or partners. When additional capital are introduced, what is the entry? Capital cash account data to the person account, because cash is coming to the business and credited to respect to account in the person. Another example, receipt from the issue of fresh equity shares. Receipt of from fresh equity shares. When issuing a equity share, what is the entry? Cash is coming to business, right? So cash account data to capital account. That is equity share capital account. Equity share capital account, right? The other one, maybe one example. If we take an example for capital receipt, a sale of long-term asset. Sale of long-term asset. When long-term asset is selling by the business entity, what is the entry? Cash is coming to business, right? Cash account data to asset account. Cash account data to asset account. Respect to asset account. After deducting the accumulated depreciation, whether it is a profit gain or loss, then the respective no entry will be recorded in the books of account, books of an entity. So this is the example for capital receipt. And if we want to talk about the accounting treatment for the capital receipt, this is how. So it should be credited to respective account. If you see here, cash when additional capital is introduced, cash account data to capital account. Then when the asset is selling, long-term asset is selling by an entity, cash account data to asset account. That means it should be credited to respective account, and it should reflect in the balance sheet, where it will reflect capital receipt, reflect in the balance sheet. So capital receipt does not affect the operating result of the regular process of the business, right? Either the profit is earned or loss is decreased by the company, it capital receipt does not have any effect on the operating result of the business. This is called capital receipt. Okay, let's talk about revenue receipt. What are the revenue receipt? Revenue receipt are those receipts which are obtained by an entity from the regular course of the business, the day-to-day operation of the business. Example, collection from the customers for the selling of goods on credit basis. So what is the entry? When customer company is selling the goods to the customers on credit basis, what is the entry? The person account. Say for example, sold goods to Mr. X. Mr. X data to account data to revenue account. So Mr. X is a debtor for the company customer. So when company is selling the goods to the customer, in this case Mr. X, he is become a debtor. Who is debtor? The person who owes monies to the business because he has purchased the goods from the entity on credit basis, right? So this is one example, and the other example, fee received for the service rendered to in the regular course of the business, right? Service rendered to the other person on credit basis, and that piece has received. In that case, that is called as revenue receipt. And what is accounting treatment? What is the nature of a revenue receipt? It is a it is a nominal account nature, right? Where P&L account is a credit, right? What is a nominal account is talking about? Debit all expenses and losses in P&L account. If it is a P&L account, debit or credit or debit side, all expenses here, incomes and gains. So in the P&L account, whatever revenue receipts are there, we should record it in the credit side of the P&L account. So this is called account. This is how accounting treatment should be. As I mentioned, the first in the initial stage, there should be a proper distinction between the revenue. What are the revenue receipt? What are the capital receipt? Why? To establish the a correct operating result for the accounting period. So, for example, collection from the debtors for goods sold on a credit basis. If you record on the balance sheet, then the operating result, that is a net profit for the particular accounting period, it will show the incorrectly. It will show incorrectly. Vice versa. If the capital receipt regarding the balance, capital receipts are regarding the P&L account, then that means the profit and loss account for the particular period will show inaccurate results, right? That is how it is very, very important. Whenever there is capital receipt and revenue receipt, we should properly identify and record in the respective financial statement. And what is the difference between capital receipt and the revenue receipt? It's very simple again. Capital receipts obtained by the entity from the operation other than the regular operation of the business, right? Regular operation means the production is continuing and making the product and selling to the customer. This is a short way of telling what is the regular operation of the business, right? Other than, so the capital receipt obtained by the entity other than the regular operating of the business process. Revenue, whereas revenue receipt, it is obtained from the an entity from the regular course of the business operation. And the capital receipts are non-recurring in nature, whereas revenue receipt recurring in nature, because the day-to-day operation, it is obtained by an entity on basis of day-to-day operations, right? And capital receipt is not recognized as an income, whereas revenue receipt, it is recognized as an income. Capital receipt receipt are recorded in balance sheet, whereas revenue receipts are recorded in the income statement. There should be a, because otherwise the business operating results will show incorrectly. And revenue receipt will not have any impact on the operating results, whereas capital receipt does not have any impact on the operating result, whereas revenue receipt have the impact on the operating result of the business. And in capital receipt case, there may be create a liability. For example, company wants to take additional loan from the bank. When loan is taken by the entity, what is the journal entry? Cash account data to capital account, loan account, right? So cash is coming to the business, loan is creating. So in the capital receipt case, maybe liability is created, whereas in revenue receipt, no liability is created. These are the basic difference between capital receipt and revenue receipt. And with this example, if the revenue receipt, additional capital introduced by the proprietary or receipt from the fresh issue of equity shares, and whereas in a revenue receipt, collection from the debt customers sold for the goods on the credit basis or fee received because of service rendered to the customers. This is how capital receipt and revenue receipt. I hope this will make understand by the for the concept. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.